Week 3 was our first official look at what the Rams offense would look like without Cooper Kupp. Obviously, Puka Nacua goes out in week 1. So we have now a little bit of data to see kind of how this wide receiver room is going to shape up. I know that the Rams were losing in the game, and they were kind of playing catch up most of the game, so some of their personnel packages looked a little bit different than what maybe a neutral game script might look like. They went down pretty much from the beginning of the game. But in this video, I want to talk about Jordan Whittington. I want to talk about kind of the Rams snap share. We're going to look at some of the metrics, look at some of the advanced stats, see what we're going to do moving forward. It looks like Tutu Atwell might be the guy, or maybe Demarcus Robinson in this video. Jordan Whittington is going to be a guy that I want to focus on. You guys can go check out my rankings. They're for free. You can download them. I have the week 4 rankings already up. You'll see it in the comments down below. I'm Ron from Fantasy Flow, and without wasting any more of your time, guys, let's hop into this video, man. We're going to talk about Jordan Whittington. So as I mentioned, week 3, we really were curious what his involvement would be. He got a lot of preseason hype. He goes basically 3 for 28. Doesn't really get the type of snap share that we wanted to see. After seeing him play 100% of the snaps after Kupp went down, he pretty much shared the wide receiver 3 slot with Tyler Johnson. So here I have the snap counts, and 58 total snaps, right, for the Rams. Demarcus Robinson plays 93% of them. Tutu Atwell plays 74%. So the Tutu's the clear wide receiver 2 on the team. Jordan Whittington 30% and Tyler Johnson 50%. So Tyler Johnson actually gets the lion's share of the wide receiver 3 snaps, which is not really what I had in mind, man. It's a little bit concerning. I mean, I dropped like 11 fab dollars on Jordan Whittington thinking that he was going to be like the sneaky play. I almost played him over Jalen Waddle. I ended up not doing it. It would have been a wash either way. But looking ahead now at the dropbacks, so these are just the plays in which Matt Stafford dropped back to pass, right? So we want to see kind of wide receiver routes on those, because snap counts only paint the best picture for us, because they're, on run plays, which the Rams were running the ball quite a lot, even when they were losing. Kyren Williams is really involved as a runner, right? And they were doing a lot of run plays. So wide receiver routes on the 28 dropbacks. Demarcus Robinson, a commanding 27 routes. Tutu Atwell, 24. So very good metrics there for Tutu on both snap counts and wide receiver routes. We then see Tyler Johnson and Jordan Whittington at 14 and 10 apiece. So not too bad, considering the fact that if Whittington was only on the field 30% of the time, but he actually ran 10 routes on 28 of the dropbacks. So it seems like when Jordan Whittington is on the field, he's essentially running a route or he's pass blocking, right, on a Matt Stafford dropback. So I have here this Dave Klug, I don't know how to say his name. Jordan Whittington played 24 snaps, ran 11 routes yesterday. He had a 27% target rate and was used in pre-snap motion twice. Let me just pause this so we can show you guys. Here's his one non-manufactured touch where he was able to beat Charvarius Ward on a quick crosser. So this was a actually really nice play. Let's see if we can find Jordan. Here's Jordan Whittington here at the bottom of the screen. Let's see how he does. Let me zoom in a little more just so it's nice and clear. All right. Fakes outside, goes inside, burns him, gets it, and the yards after the catch is pretty nice, man. Jordan Whittington, that's one of the things that we really loved about him in the preseason, that he's a yak monster. He's big, he's physical, a perfect big slot receiver, kind of like what Cooper Kupp is, to be honest. I mean, that's why I was high on this dude before. And without Kupp and Nacua, Demarcus Robinson and Tutu were the 2 primary starting wide receivers. Tyler Johnson, Whittington split wide receiver 3. I already mentioned that. I want to look at Jordan Whittington's PFF grades. So this is where I really was very interested, right? Because a lot of us were saying that Jordan Whittington's going to earn snaps and earn playing time through his run blocking. And PFF, they crunched the numbers, they hacked into the mainframe, they looked at the tape, and he ends up getting the number 1 highest rated run blocking wide receiver on the week. 88.6 rating. Absolutely insane. There's this another play that I want to show you guys. It was a Kyren Williams touchdown. So check this out, dude. Watch the block by Jordan Whittington. He comes around the end, and he's the lead blocker for this Kyren. See him on motion, pre-snap. Boom. Lays down the boom, dude. Kyren Williams follows the block. Pretty much runs right over Whittington's back for the touchdown. He only had to break one tackle. Just basically sidestep this linebacker who tries to hit the gap. Beautiful, dude. Absolutely beautiful. That's going to earn Whittington snaps. We're going to look at Tyler Johnson, who he was sharing snaps with. By the way, Tyler Johnson played for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. I mean, come on, Golden Gophers, man. That's not very intimidating. But his weekly grades were not very good, man. So he scored a 55 offensive grade. Was not very involved. Like, some people were expecting Tyler Johnson to be kind of like a volume hog for the Rams, but he ended up not being that. Run blocking, not very good, 53, total offense, 55, and pass offense or passing grade, 56.4, right? So nothing too crazy. Somebody that, if he had the majority of the snaps with Jordan Whittington in week 3, with these types of grades and just a general lack of involvement by Tyler Johnson, I can imagine that next week or this week, we see maybe 50% of the snaps by Whittington and 30 by Tyler Johnson. So we see them flip each other. Yeah, so my thoughts on Whittington moving forward, I mean, you guys can kind of guess where I'm going with this. I would hang on to him one more week. I want to see how his usage changes. Let's see how the snap share shakes up. Let's see how the routes run change. If he ends up getting more snaps and more involvement in the pass game, it's awesome. If he ends up getting more snaps, but he's really just blocking and they're just utilizing him as kind of a pseudo tight end type role where he's this big physical receiver, but they're only using him to block, then he's somebody that I might consider dropping. I might have to, work a graveyard shift to recoup that $11 that I spent on him. I might have to sell somebody in my league, try to get some of that fab back. But yeah, blocking's going to keep him on the field, man. And McVay has to use him more because of that. I mean, he just looks dynamic also as a catcher, which is kind of unfortunate. Like, I'd love to see him as more of a receiving threat. That's kind of really taking over that Kupp role, minus all that crazy volume probably. That's kind of wishful thinking to think he's going to get that type of volume. But in any case, man, I like Whittington moving forward. I want to see how the snaps shake up this week. And I think he's a solid pickup, dude. If you guys are thinking about picking him up or thinking about what to do with him, whether you should drop him or not, hang on to him one more week or 2 weeks and let's see what happens. Hope you guys like this video. As I mentioned, go grab those rankings from the comments or from the description down below. It's free. You just have to sign up on Patreon. And you get my rankings. You can see kind of how I differ from fantasy pros. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.